Thought it was time probably to give a little update on the old shed house project. Skid steer. Got to get that thing done. Engine's back in. But out here, this is where progress has been made. There was a cistern right about here. That thing ended up being about 12 foot in circle, 12 foot in diameter, and about 8 feet deep. That has since been filled with sand and is ready for compaction, natural compaction. There was a huge stump here. This thing was a monster. So Colton and I spent about 6 hours grinding that thing up with a stump grinder, and we thought we got it all, and there were still remnants of that stump that ran all the way back out this direction, like trunk lines. Some of it wrapped around the cistern. It was a nightmare. So I paid some guys to come up here and take care of this grading project for me. They dropped the elevation down about 1 foot back here. The property slopes from the street this direction, and there's an alleyway, easement way back over here, that ends up going out towards the next street where there's a big manhole cover. I now have this entire area ready for CA6 rock. I think it's going to take about 3 tandems, which would be 14 tons a piece, so like 40 or so tons of rock. Come in here and then just kind of let this whole thing naturally settle over time. The long-term plan is to pop a building up in this corner, hoping I can fit like a 40 by 40 in here, and it's going to require some permission from the governments. What do you call that, a variance, something like that, in order to get that put in at the lot lines in the back corner. But my biggest concern was the cistern right here and that stump. I did not want to build anything on top of that for obvious reasons. Sinkhole developing over time. If the cistern were to collapse, there'd be a big void, big hollow space underneath there. And that stump, I didn't want anything of that stump left over. I wanted it to be completely gone because I didn't want decomposing organic material to continue to just kind of settle like trees do when you walk through a field and it's a big dip. You know that there was a tree there at one time. So I didn't want that to happen. So I spent extra money, extra time, extra care in order to make for damn sure that in the future there will never be any settling that'll take place after the initial, like, next year, 2 years. A little bit of compaction will take place over time, but there's nothing organic in there and there's no voids. So there's about 30 tons of sand that was put into that cistern. Most of the cistern walls were knocked down. So, I mean, it was opened all the way up and then completely backfilled with sand. So it's done. It's never going to collapse. There's nowhere for that to go. The stump is completely gone. There's no major organic material besides a few sticks here and there to decompose over time. I'm going to leave this slab here at this elevation for now. It's a decent slab. It is cracked, but it's a solid piece of concrete. Over here in this corner, after the rock is done here, the next step is to pour concrete in this whole general area. So the plan is to put a lift outside so I can do some power washing of engine bays and cars that come in with lots of oil leaks, and I don't have to try to make a mess inside the actual shop. After that concrete's done, phase 2 of shed house will continue. We've got a wall right here that needs to come out. I'll take you guys on a little walk. I'll show you what that kind of looks like. No more steps. Let's see if I can climb up in here. What kind of light we have. Give me a minute. Big step. Ugh. All right, so in here, this is the other part of the house. Behind this metal wall is the shop, the wall I was just referring to. Let's see if we can look out. Hello. Hello, skid steer. Do you see me? I'm spying on you. So, behind this wall is the shop. That's a staircase, it goes to a back door. Come down the staircase, you end up at the shop on the back side. So, this staircase, that floor, the floor in the other room, all that's going to be excavated, removed. There's a basement under, so this is like the corner of the shop that I'm currently using on the other side of the wall. From here over to here and everything back this way does not have a basement underneath it. Everything in this room and in this room has a basement. You can walk underneath this floor if you're in the basement, so like 6-foot high ceilings. But once we rip the floors up, the grade to go outside drops about 3 feet. And that grade there is about the slab grade in the shop currently. We ripped the walls down, the plaster's off the walls. Next is to get the ceilings opened up. I need to have a good look at how this thing was built. This is kind of an addition on this side. There's an addition on that side. Original piece of the house is that wall there. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly is going on, but this thing was essentially tacked on to at least 4 or 5 times, if not more. And my plan is to open this wall completely up and also open up that entire wall all the way across, which is going to require putting a beam from the outside of this wall all the way across to carry the load of the second floor workspace upstairs. There is no second floor here, but there is on that side of the shop. Right now we've got a garage door here. The plan is to add another garage door here in this wall. And that'll give me another drive-in bay. See the wall there? Ends in here, so that's the room we were just in, was that space. With that wall removed and a beam, that wall will also be pushed back into the other room, about 8 more feet. And then it'll completely open this space up where I'll have room for so many more activities. Maybe start roller skating, skateboarding, I don't know. Just kind of give you guys an idea of where we're at and what the update is. Peace out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content by Shed House.